so this next topic, Ash doesn't really want to talk about it, but as a female, I think we need to talk about it. And it's the Roe versus Wade. A lot of you won't know it as Roe versus Wade.
I don't even know what that is.
So, if I give you the story of what Roe versus Wade means, then we can get onto the topic. So, there was a woman who was known as, I think it was Jane Roe, and a solicitor, something Wade, yeah? And she was a woman who was pregnant at the time with her third child, and the child was conceived by SA, and she wanted to terminate the child, basically.
By what? SA?
SA, I don't know what to say the word.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, so she
Oh,
was...
yeah, YouTube talk.
Yeah, YouTube talk. And she didn't want to keep the child, so she was trying to terminate the child, and...
Which makes sense to me.
To me it makes sense, but and then she had to go to court basically to fight to terminate the child, basically.
Okay.
And it took, because a lot of states in America, you're not allowed to do that. No matter where or long in the pregnancy you are. Like obviously in the UK, up to a certain amount of weeks you can, and whatever. But and obviously in other circumstances you can. But in America, there's certain states that don't allow it at all. And so she went to court and fought the battle, and she won to terminate the child. Now, in certain states you can't terminate and whatever else. Now recently, obviously, we've seen on the news and social media that in America they've banned it in more states again. So there's a situation of like there's a video trending on TikTok
Do you know
at the
how
moment.
many states has...
I don't know
what's the
exactly how many
percentage?
states, but it's quite a lot of them that are saying that you can't do it, basically. And obviously we're saying that's a violation against a female's human right, in a sense. Now, obviously for me, I'd like to know, do you think that's a violation to say that she can't do it, or do you think that
What, she can't do it, period?
she can't do it, period?
Yeah, that's a violation, because...
And what's your thoughts?
I feel as though it's a violation. I've seen some things online. I've seen a video where there's like a doctor talking to a woman, and he's just
Yeah, that's
basically
the
going
guy
through.
acting in it.
The
Yeah.
guy's just
Actor,
basically
what do
the
you
guy's basically just he's an actor, and he's just basically going through
Like
what
to
the
give out
woman
the
would.
message.
Yeah,
He's
basically.
basically going through this paperwork of all these things that she has to, all these checks that they have to go through, and all these checks.
So, for
if any of
example-
these checks come back where they find her liable, where they think that that's not a good enough reason, or it's not it could be something that they think it could be her fault, or anything anything that makes the situation where it puts it back on the woman's toes, even though she's the victim of the situation, then she could
'Cause
find
it says
herself going to
something like-
prison. You get me?
If you've had a miscarriage, and like say you go out of state and you have a miscarriage and you come back and you're no longer pregnant, you have to prove that you've had a miscarriage, and
Yeah,
if you
that's a
can't
bit deep
prove
there.
it,
And I think that because it's such a subject where you shouldn't really put a woman in that situation
Nah,
and
yeah, I
make them
didn't
feel
know
like
that.
that. Do you know what I
That's-
mean? So like
That's
they could then find
psychological
themselves,
warfare, that.
they could
Yeah.
find themselves in prison or whatever. I don't know what it is that
and
happens,
also
but
you
it's
need
bad.
to
It's
remember
bad.
as
Do you know what I
well,
mean?
when a female's pregnant, your hormones are like there's a lot of people with like depression through pregnancy and stuff anyway.
Yeah, but losing,
So-
she
And then
lost a
losing the
baby,
child, yeah.
that's something...
Or if you're pregnant through a circumstance that you've not wanted to be
Yeah,
pregnant
yeah.
in, or like there's a lot of situations, and I think what we need to remember in that situation as well is these women having children that they don't necessarily want is an effect on the children, and I think that we need to remember as well it's affecting more African American women than it is more white American women, because there's a lot of like white American women who can fly out of state easier. Like there's money, like
Yeah,
especially in the
definitely.
hood, the money is harder to get into them situations, and obviously we know in the hood there's a lot of assault, and like there's a lot of women getting pregnant that they don't want to be pregnant, or domestic violence
Even with
situations
stuff like
and
the,
stuff like
the
that.
butt implant, did you see the video of Cardi B where it's from a few years ago now, I think it was on Vlad, and
Oh, yeah,
she's
she
saying,
had
well,
it
she just did it,
illegally.
she just went round the corner and got it done.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you go to, people are going to resort
Backstreet
to,
places.
We don't have the resources what other neighbourhoods have when you come from somewhere where it has always been in poverty our whole life.
Yeah.
And not even just our lifetime, our mum's lifetime, our mum's
Forever,
lifetime. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Because I actually saw a video. There's a young black guy who's saying, "Let's go and impregnate all of the politicians' children."
But I just want to
See
say
how
that's
quick
not to
it
say
changes
we
the
can't
world.
change.
Yeah, that's
That's not to say we
fair.
can't change our circumstances,
Right.
though, at the same time from poverty. You get me? But
It's,
go on.
it's basically causing a divide, and then to flip that as well, like on TikTok, it's trending on the Tupac "Keep Your Head Up" song. It says something about why do we hate our women? Can we take from our women? And
why do we rape our women?
now obviously then there's a big debate on TikTok on that as well, because it's a lot of white American women using it, and we all know at the beginning of the song it says the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So the question is, should these women be allowed to use that song? Should they not be allowed to use the song because it's aimed at the black community?
I think people are just missing the message. Just take the message out of what's being said into the song. And
yeah,
don't
I
take
agree
anything else.
personally. As a black woman,
Just
I
take
think
the message.
anyone should be able
You know
to
what I mean?
use it.
Just take the message because it's going to motivate everyone around the world.
Because what they're signifying is initiating the enlightening the first bar in it, and that's just what he said that. So you listen to it like. Lloyd Banks was saying it the other day on the Joe Budden podcast. All the time, Joe Budden, I'm coming to take your sponsor. Hey. We all bald headed nuts out here.
I still got my hair.
Lloyd Banks was saying it. Shit, I lost my point again. I forgot it. What did Lloyd Banks say? What we were saying
about the.
I did this last week.
He does this every week.
He does.
He was talking about how
the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and saying that I was just saying how they missed the message out of the song, and it should basically.
And it should be aimed at everybody.
It's aimed at everybody. Do you know what I mean? And not to say that I don't think everyone's. I'm not to say anyone. I'm not saying anyone's wrong. I just think me personally, when it comes to things like that, because it's such an uplifting song, I think you should just take the message out of the song.
Like the song basically says,
and just leave it there, and just leave it there.
We don't need to turn it into a battle.
We don't need to do all of that because there's so many people around the world. So many people around the world that are going through so much, and they use so many different songs. Where if we start talking about this race and that race, then so many people will be stuck in their circumstances and not be able to use the music that's out there to uplift their lives. You get
I think what we need to remember is
it's important to just hold the message.
That we're a whole. As a human race, we're a whole. Yeah, this guy might be darker than you, lighter than you, different religion than you, different race than you.
You're darker than me.
Lighter. But it's a thing of we need to remember we're all one race. We don't need to be divided. We don't need to. I don't need to hate you because you're from a different country than me or whatever else. It's silly. We should actually unite as a
let's unite as a city and step to the world as a weapon. It's a bit OTT. I used to love that.
What's she called? Latifah, UNITY. Like we need to unite in it, and I think sometimes within the debates, especially through social media, there's a lot that happens on social media that people like. Well, I'm not going to support you because you're a different person than me.
It's back to
it's all really silly. It's very, very silly to. Well, I'm not going to support you because you're not from the hood.
I think we just need to take the word race out of it and just call ourselves humans, and let's you're a human, I'm a human, and I bleed, you bleed, you breathe air, I breathe air. So let's just help each other. You get me? I don't see no race or anything like that because my colours, my family's got so many different ethnicities in it. I don't see no race because the only race is to slow down in life and just cherish life and enjoy life and take it for what it is. We're here, so don't cheat yourself, treat yourself, and just be in the moment of life and just look up and see that the sun's shining. See that the sun's shining. You get me? And see that another day above ground is another day blessed in it because 1 minute you ain't gonna be here. You get me? So make the most of it. You get me?
On social media of I would post, say for example, posting Stephanie's birthday, but happy birthday to my favourite human. And I used to use the word human a lot, and people would question it well, aren't we all humans? I'm not saying that. It's just. It's just a way of expressing myself. We are all humans. I love all humans.
But it's funny how they gave it the race, and then they put you in categories, and with race, it's a race against each other. And they put you in.
That's it. That's right.
Whatever category.
Was it part that said just slow down? And, you know what I mean?
Slow down.
There's
high speed
experiment that they've done within schools, and they do it during counselling sessions or something sometimes where so there's say 10 people in a row and they'll ask you certain questions, and it's questions like I both step forward if both your parents are still together.
Seen that.
Had your education. Step forward if your parents pay for your car, and it makes you realise no matter there's people within the same culture and race and stuff who some people could be way back here and other people are way up here, and it's a matter of circumstance or working for what you've got.
It takes me back to what we was talking about earlier because you've obviously got an injury in your leg, And I was saying to you when I snapped my tendons in my leg and I fell to the floor and I was in town, Manchester, And I just come from work and I fell onto the floor and a family walked past me and I said to me, "Can you help me up?" And he said, "Sorry, I got no change."
Yeah.
I got like £300-400 in my pocket, you get me? And I'm on the floor, I'm in pain, and then these guys that I didn't know, these guys who didn't know, they was foreigners, they didn't speak the language where we was from. I can't remember where they said this from Italy or somewhere like that. Shout out to these guys, man, because they came over to me and they helped me. They had suitcases and all that. They was obviously going somewhere, trying to catch a coach or whatever they was doing. They was in a hurry, and they stopped and they helped me and they picked me up. And it just made me realise that, you know what, we need to stop looking at each other like that and just like start looking at each other as humans again, you get me? Because like to say like you've got that, sorry, no change, I didn't ask you that, I asked you to help, can you help me up off the floor, you get me?
Once I was in Piccadilly as well, like walking through Piccadilly, I saw a woman and she had a buggy with her, a baby in a buggy, and like a 3-year-old next door, and she had a suitcase. And she's like running forward, stopping the buggy and going back to get a suitcase and bringing the suitcase forward and then going back to the buggy and bringing that forward. And I'm watching, like, I was watching for a couple of seconds. That's what I mean. I was watching for a couple of seconds and in my head I was trying to assess the situation and I could hear, how I noticed though was someone said, "Why is she leaving that bag there? That could be a bomb." And I thought, so obviously I looked straight away, it was a black woman, I'm like people are obviously, there was a racial profile there anyway, and obviously I just got over to her and said, "Can I help you with your bags?" Because she looked like she was struggling. So she was like, no, I'll carry the bag if you can just push the buggy. Obviously she's got 2 littles, like the children were 5 and under.
Yeah.
So obviously I've like helped her and we've walked up to Piccadilly train station and she was so thankful. The woman's trying to give me money. I'm like, I'm not doing it for the money, I'm doing it for like out of the kindness of my own heart. Like I could see you struggling, and she did make a point of like, I felt really silly because I could hear people talking about me. And that kind of broke my heart a little bit to think like, as a human race, when we're very uncaring.
Because we see a lot of things on TV that make us numb inside to certain things outside, you know what I mean? We see we're drawn to negativity and we're disgusted by anyone that's being positive. Look at him as being cringe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at him, he thinks that he's a positivity.
Oh,
he thinks he's a motivator.
Me. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He thinks he's a motivator. He thinks he's doing something great when, you know what I mean? You can go on Facebook and just say to someone like, you know, have a good day, hope you have a great day, and they'll be like, look at him.
I try and post on my social media something positive at least
and then
once a day.
You could post something like, "Oh, I've just had a fucking shit day, I'm sick of this," and
you get
loads of people like, "What's up? What's happening? Inbox me."
I see people
they want to know.
They
want to know the negativity.
Like, just a quick to switch that. That's a thing I've noticed on social media.
Why we like that?
If I post something that's like really positive about something I've accomplished or something I've done, there's a lot of people that like I see, like especially you put it on your story and they don't react or whatever. And as soon as I put up that I'm having a bad day or I've hurt myself or whatever, like loads of people jump in your inbox like, "What happened? Tell me the story. Tell me the dirt and whatever else." And I think sometimes we need to realise not to be, because you chasing that negativity only brings negativity back to you. I'm not saying like I'll share my negative side because I do believe we need to be 100% real and show the good and the bad, but I would say do not chase the negativity, because when you chase it, it comes right back to you.
I always say like holding on to hate is like drinking poison and expecting another person to die from it, you get me? Because, you know, when I see people online and they say they're having a bad day, I always try and shed a little bit of positivity, like I hope you're good, hold your head up, you get me? When people, because you see those status all the time like, I don't know, this random negative shit, and I think, yo, I hope you're good, hold your head up, you get me? I always try and give that positive little
keep going
motivation to it, because you never know what people are going through, and you never know, they might be looking at you thinking no one cares, you get me? And so like, you have to look after each other, and you have to look out for each other, and you have to like support anyone that you see on their grind, because you don't know what it's took for that person to get on that grind, you get me? You don't know how long that person behind the scenes has been.
People don't.
They don't.
We've been saying this for millennia. We have to be real with ourselves and say humans, most of us are not nice people, and that's probably the.
Because I think for me, I'm a very supportive person. I think in any situation, if I know you've got a new project coming out or you've jumped on something new, I'm always very into. I will try my best to support that. If you need me to share,
go on. Like,
if you need me to share your product or whatever else, hit me up, I'll share it. Like,
me and Stefan's
I'm
been
happy to do
But
that.
before we go, how many people on? So say we've got at least 200 people on our social media. How many people even just like clicked a like just to let you know that they're seeing? And it's not like we just put one video out, because people can say, right, I don't like how you do music. I don't like that health that you do. I might not like your beats.
I'm not into exercising.
So, but then it's like, so then we bring them a platform which is just conversation, and no one's ever said I don't like conversation. So
do
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
drop a like, comment.
More to the point, drop
subscribe.
the comments and give us some feedback on this.
Let us
these
know
conversations. If you're
let
watching, let us know. You know what I mean.
Let us know if these conversations is what you need to hear, or because there's a lot of within the three of us, we have a lot of information to share. We have a lot of positivity we want to get out there, some controversial topics that we want to share with you. But we need you to let us know, like, what you want to hear, because that's what we're here for.
Should we bring Conspiracy Corner?
Like,
that's what I want.
Corner, we've got murders and all that stuff.
I
love a good crime.
Let us know what you think. Let us know where you're from as well. You know what I mean. Let us know where you're watching us from. You know what I mean.
Shout out Bailey Sarian.
Which estate are you from? Do you know what I mean? Welcome to our estate, but which estate are you from? Let us know. You know what I mean.
Thank you for watching us on our episode 2 of Estate Podcast, and we hope to catch you soon. Let us know. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit us up.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace. I just realised you can see that phone in there.
Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Peace.